Hello out there, and welcome to the Danny.
And Riana show. This is Danny Pena, Riana's husband.
And this is Riana Manuel Pena, Danny's wife. And today we're doing a little bit of show and tell. Was that right, Danny?
Yes, we're gonna talk about our new business that we added at Danny and Rihanna.com website. That's where we talk about more about DNR media consulting. Is a new thing that we plan to do now. It's called Quick Shot Consultation, and this is for branding, for podcasts, for just marketing in general. And shout out to Rihanna for coming up with this idea a couple weeks ago. And yeah, we're going to talk more about it because we don't talk a lot about the things that we do, you know. So I think this is going to be like the first of many other things that we're going to start talking about on the show.
Yeah, so there's a few reasons why we're adding this new line of service to our existing business, and one of them is that we keep actually just doing it, right? Like a lot of people have come to us over the years, and especially more recently, for just quick advice. Like, can you look over this thing for me and tell me your thoughts, or can you help us solidify a brand for this new store we want to open? Shout out to Secret Lantern down in Texas. There's a lot of little projects that we've taken on in addition to our ongoing client work, and we want to do more of it because it's usually for maybe more startup or smaller businesses, or podcasts or creators who are just starting out or maybe trying out something different from what they usually do, and they just want another set of eyes on it. And it may not necessarily be a 5-digit contract or something that's going to last years or even months long, but we want to be able to help those people out and to do it in a way where we can schedule around it. Of course, we're very busy. We have a lot of responsibilities, but also just so we can help out more people who are kind of just starting or maybe on a more entry level scale for hiring consultants. They're not necessarily marking an entire budget for outside help, but they do want a little bit of a fresh take on whatever it is they're working on.
Mm. And what was it that stood out to you about working with the smaller clients that you came up with an idea like this?
What stood out to me the most is that we have always had a motivation to help as many people as possible. And with the way that our business is set up, we have very specific contracts that we are currently working on, right? So
Yeah.
I can't name our client list at the moment, but we have a set number of hours or project deliverables that we have guaranteed that we will provide to each of these clients. But every once in a while something comes up, and there's enough space in our time, our calendar, and in our bandwidth that we can help somebody else out, and it happens very naturally and organically, and we want that opportunity to be available to people who we don't know, or maybe to people who aren't already connected to us or we don't see all the time. Like one of the things that really inspires me about what we do is we're able to make consulting and our experience and expertise more accessible to people who may not be at every gaming event, or they may not be in all of the different forums or creator spaces that we already occupy. And for people who are either on the outside or maybe further away or unable to travel to all of these networking and industry events, we still want to be able to help them too. Right. And so that's kind of what inspired me to come up with a way to help more people.
Yeah, and you came up with a name. It's called Quick Shot, right? So,
Yeah.
oh
So
yeah,
we can actually go into like a little demo of
yeah,
some
yeah. Go for
updates
it.
I've made to our website.
Yeah, make sure to check it out. DannyandRihanna.com. That's the official DR Media Consulting website. There.
Yeah. So if you're listening on podcast services, please make sure to head over to our YouTube channel. It's Danny and Rihanna, and check out this episode so you can see the video component, because I am now presenting to the screen our beautiful, beautiful website that we
Yeah.
made on Squarespace. And we have something new here. It says new, shoot your shot. And if you scroll down, there's even another button here where you can look at our new quick shots offering. So quick shot consultations are currently on sale. We're
Price
we're
is
going
good. Price is good. Take advantage of it.
limited time. We're offering a deal for the first few people who engage with it this way.
Yeah.
And the people who have worked with us organically, you got even more of a deal. But if you want to do just like a one-time quick review, um, this is essentially like an hour with us, right? Like you get an hour with DNR. We look over whatever it is you're working on. We've separated this out into 3 editions: one for a brand profile, which is my specialty, one for
Uh-huh.
a podcast, which is Danny's specialty, of course, Hall of Famer, and a third one for any go to market plans, which both of us can collaborate on quite a bit because we've done it so many times. And if you scroll down on the new offering page, you'll see even more details about what it is that we're going to provide for each of these quick shots. And what's really cool is that if you have a podcast that you've already been running, or if you have a new one that you're excited to get into and you want to just have a once over with a couple people who have done this for a while, one for over 20 years, we'll take a look at your podcast. We'll look at your pilot. We'll look at your lineup and give you some notes. If you have a brand that you're either developing or refreshing, we can take a look over all of your brand concepts, double check to make sure it's really authentically representing what it is you want to do with your company or your project,
Uh-huh.
and give you quick actionable insights and how you can tune it up and make sure it's tip top shape. And then finally, for a go to market, we're looking at everything: your calendar, your activations, your partners, your audience, your messaging. And again, give us your strategy and your idea and your framework, and we'll give you our honest feedback on how you can get closer to that end goal for your launch. So yeah, these are our quick shots, and we're excited to see who comes out, because there's been a number of people who've asked about something like this, which is another reason why we're finally going ahead and doing it formally.
Hmm.
And yeah, we can't wait to see who wants to talk to us.
Yeah, and I know we just added this on the website before. I mean, we were doing this even before we announced this on the website. You know, we've been working with a lot of smaller clients.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done podcasts yet, but I know we've done like other stuff when it comes to like branding and marketing
Many times.
many
Yeah.
times. Yeah, so I think this is pretty good. I think people are going to be curious about like, hey, I want to see what is it that I'm doing wrong, and how can I make it better to stand out? Because there's when it comes to the podcasting side, there's so many podcasts, but what is it is going to make your podcast stand out than other shows? You know,
Mm-hmm.
so we could talk more about that. You know, and also you could show us, because I know what's going to happen too. People are going to sign up. We're going to ask them in advance, hey, can you show us some of the things that you have already that you worked on, so at least we could start looking at it. And so when we sit down with whoever it is from the clients, we can start having that conversation for 60 minutes instead of like going back and forth, like seeing stuff for the first time. So it's good to send up your deck or whatever you have for us to check it out before we sit down and start having these conversations.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's named Quick Shots for a reason. The keyword being quick. Like, we want this to be something that you can do. I mean, if you're launching next week, we can get in there real quick and give you some last minute advice or action items to work on. Or if
Hmm.
it's something that's coming up way down the line, but you're just getting started and you just want a gut check, and if you're headed in the right direction, we don't want you to have to wait months and months for us to be free for a client engagement. So the idea is we can get in and get out. And this is for people who have maybe a smaller budget, maybe tighter time commitment. And yeah, we just want to be available. And this is all virtual. So if you're not in LA, that's fine. We work as a virtual company and we work remotely with almost all of our clients. So no matter where you are in the world, we want to help you. So please get in touch.
Hmm. Anything else for you from about this before we continue with the conversation? Anything else, or think this is it?
No, I think that's it. Like, I'm just really excited
Hmm.
to work with more people. Like, one of the reasons why we went independent to begin with was because we want more impact. We want more networking, more community, more exposure. Like, we want to know
Hmm.
what's out there and what you all are excited about and putting out into the world, and we want to help make it happen. So yeah, I'm
Hmm.
just excited.
Yeah, and I know there's people that probably found us for the first time. Maybe they got to see the Punta Cana conversation, right? And they don't know about our business. So let's talk a little bit of stuff that we've done in the past. So at least people are aware, like, oh man, their resume is, is pretty good, you know. So so you want to start with yours, Ree? Because I know people probably
Sure.
are very curious for the new
Yeah, the
viewers.
quick version, because again, if you've been with us for any length of time, you've already heard this, and we thank you for being so loyal and so responsive.
Hmm.
But I actually started out in healthcare. That's where my degrees were, and I have my bachelor's and my master's in health information. And I ended up having a life change. I went through it working for an insurance company and decided to make a switch into a new career. So I put out the word to all of my friends and family, and I said, "Hey, here are all my skills. I'm a great PM. I love brand stuff. I've been dancing and gaming my whole life, and I love to work anywhere else besides healthcare." And Xbox answered the call. My sister-in-law, shout out to Chris, she set me up with an interview for the publishing and international project management side of Xbox games, and that was in 2015. So starting off 5 years ago now, or sorry, 10 years ago now. Math is hard. I've been in gaming and haven't left ever since. So, I've worked on all kinds of games like Halo, Ori, Killer Instinct, State of Decay, and the second Ori. It's a small stint on Age of Empires and Microsoft Flight Sim, and I could probably keep going. But long story short, I've worked on a lot of games, specifically at Xbox. I've done marketing also over in the Azure product and marketing service desk for the global marketing team at Xbox or at Microsoft, which is enormous.
Hmm.
Um, Building service desk stuff for them, helping them launch marketing campaigns across the world, work with their small medium business team over at Microsoft, which is also incredibly huge. I've worked at Talking Rain up in Seattle, helping them with their marketing efforts and their program management, designing their digital asset management system. I've worked at Comcast, G4, doing the NBC Universal job where we brought G4 back from the dead and then put it back to bed again.
Hmm.
At that place, I was brand director, so did everything from like ad campaigns to our TV commercials to our show development and like getting like lots of charity events and things for the channel. So I worked with socials, I worked with sales, like it's just been a lot. So I've done pretty much everything you can do in marketing, and also all that whole time dipped my toes in and out of being a content creator. So I have a lot of different perspectives on marketing, video games, entertainment, you name it. And all of this with the bedrock of the healthcare system. So it's a
Hmm.
very unique perspective that I bring. But yeah, my favorite thing to do is tell people about stuff they're gonna love. So I love go to markets. I love social. I love influencer activations. I love doing events. Like all of that good stuff is really my bread and butter and things that get me out of bed every morning.
Yeah, and just recently, and we'll briefly talk about this. We're working with Brass Line Entertainment. The new game was just announced a couple months ago. Wu Tang: Rise of the Deceiver. Ree and we worked on the teaser and also media outlets, media reach outreach with BLE. We've done that, and also just recently, a couple months ago, also this game was announced that we worked on with Outright Games, NBA Bounce. We worked on the script on that, so that's coming out very, very soon. Actually, in a couple, I think, in like in a month or so. I got to double check, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
coming up.
it's very soon. So make sure to
Also,
check
shout
it out.
out to my DL. I also did a really, really fun writing project that involved dance with their game All Systems Dance coming out. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. The things we've gotten to do have been great, and that's why we're so excited to do more.
Yeah, yeah, that's really, really cool.
How about you,
So
Danny? What's your quick history?
yeah, so for me, I've been podcasting for over 20 years. Actually, I started doing internet radio in 2001. So the early, early, early days of podcasting and slash content creation. Still doing it now. Gamer Tech Radio launched in 2005. That one is the first gaming show, gaming podcast could reach over 1,000 episodes. Right now we have over 1,400, I believe, right now. So, and also I was looking at this read the other day. Our podcast has the most interviews out of any other gaming show out there. Period. Look it
Wow.
up. It's a fact. Just want to say that real quick. So besides that, I used to be a hip hop promoter back then, so I used to work with a lot of music labels. That's how I learned how to do promotion
How to
slash
hustle.
marketing hustle back in the early days. So like for example, I did a gaming event because I've done a lot of events in the past too, but the last event that we did during Super Bowl weekend in Miami, Florida, long time ago. We had over 1,200 people, or was it 1,200 or 1,500 people that show up to our event? And also, it was named the number one Super Bowl party in South Florida by the Miami New Times. So ESPN was there, actually in town, and one of our sponsors at that time was EA Sports. They went to an event. This is for Madden Bowl, and they also talked about our event on ESPN, so like stuff like that. So a lot of people don't know that, but now, if you look me up, I also have a children's book, talks about my life. Danny Loves Video Games, that came out a couple years ago too. So the reason why I wanted to do PR work also is because on my own, I've been when I do interviews, it gets picked up a lot from the media, and also when my children's book was coming out, I was the one that did the media outreach on my own. No help with agencies. A lot of people were asking me like, how do you manage to do that? So like I managed to get interviews to promote our book. Um, on NBC, Forbes. I'm trying to think of other places too.
Telemundo?
Telemundo, yeah, Telemundo, NBC News, NBC Latino, also like local channels, VentureBeat, etc. So I was like, hey, I could do this on my own. I have a lot of connections with media from the gaming side and also traditional media. So that's something that it helped us out to get the word out. So, for example, Wu Tang, Rise of the Deceiver, we worked with
Rise
Rolling
of the
Stone.
Deceiver.
Rise of the Deceiver.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was speaking very fast. But anyways, Wu Tang, Rise of the Deceiver. Uh, on that one, we managed to get interviews on the Washington Post, Rolling Stone, Game Informer, GameSpot, IGN Live. This was like an in-person event that I had here in LA during the Summer Game Fest weekend. So yeah, and I know Ree, you've been on BBC, I believe, also, and
Yeah.
we both went to the New York Stock Exchange also back in February to talk about our business, DNR Media Consulting. So we do this on our own. We don't have an agency that help us to get the word out. It's all been us. So, and
Yeah.
one last thing,
Well,
I
real
know,
quick before you
yeah,
do a last thing, I do want to make sure I give a shout out to Brittany Brombecker and Andrew Renee for bringing me on to What's Good Games. That was my first podcast experience as a recurring host, and as you all
uh
know, now we have DNR, which is the Dan and Riana show, and then I'm also a member of Gamertag Radio.
yes, yes.
So it's been a lot of fun on that parallel content creation side, following in everyone's footsteps because there's so many amazing people that I have been able to learn from.
Yeah, because other people are asking, man, how do you guys manage to do both content creation and this? Like we're pretty good at
We've been doing it
balancing our
for a while.
schedule. Yeah, yeah. So, one last thing, and this is very important. Back in 2015, this was like the 10th year that I was doing podcasting and content creation. Um, with this, I also got inducted to the Podcast Hall of Fame, first Latino, first gaming creator to get that award. And also, it was the first inaugural Hall of Fame ceremony that it had, So I was there, and also the Podfather, bunch of other podcasters that were involved of that ceremony. So that was really cool. So
So hopefully
uh,
our resume
it's
stacks
pretty
up.
good. It's pretty stacked. It's pretty stacked,
Pretty
man.
stacked. Plus you get
Yeah,
2 for 1, so, it's a
exactly.
deal.
Exactly. Yeah. So look me up. I have a lot of interviews, a lot of news articles out there, So if you need help, talk to us. We can
Yeah,
man.
we're here to
We can
help,
help you out.
and we're trying to make it affordable because
Hmm.
we know the times are tough. Um, Industries are shrinking. The top people are taking more and more, and it's tough out here.
Uh-huh.
So we want to be able to help people out who don't have a full team and they're used to having one, or they're just trying to do their own thing for the first time, and you just need a little bit more support. Like that's why we are doing this because we want to help be part of making people's dreams come true, even when it's hard.
If you go to dannyandrihanna.com and you go to featured in, there's a lot of articles there that I highly recommend for you to check out of like interviews that we've done, etc. So make sure to check it out if you're interested in working with us.
Yeah.
So do some research before you click the button. I always tell people that because maybe this is not for you, but I personally think that if you definitely need help with podcasting, marketing, etc., I think we're the company to go to work with. Anything else? That's it. All right. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone, for watching or listening to the Danny and Riana show. We'll be back next week with more content. Shout out to everybody that's been finding our videos recently, especially our Punta Cana series. That one is still getting a lot of views. People are very curious about conversation about Punta
Hey,
Cana
it's
moving
the
over there.
plans are still ongoing, we'll have
Yeah,
an update for you at some point.
yeah, future. But for now, check out the video and the one that actually we recorded over there too during our vacation. So yeah. All right, Wen. Thank you so much. Thank you for commenting, checking our show, and if you get the chance, please subscribe. It will help us out a lot. All right. Until next time, we're out. Take care.